Welcome back everyone to another market review for Japanese yen. And this review was for Monday night Asian session trading, which was for August 26th. And we're currently on the daily chart as always. And on the daily, I didn't really have anything going into this day for the buy particular. We did have this small new day opening gap in here. If I zoom in, you guys can see that small new day opening gap. But in particular to where price was, it wasn't really anything that was drawing my attention towards that price, so I skipped over it. And same thing with all the other smaller time frames. I didn't really have anything during this during that 8 to 10 p.m. session that was drawing me towards price. We had a low resistance liquidity run in this area. We see price trade back up into it. But other than that, I wasn't really framing anything else other than the buy that I had from utilizing only the 1 minute. And then if we go down to the 1 minute, so my main idea for the day was how we were below the midnight open. And if I draw this midnight open to show you guys here, so as we can see, in particular to that trading session, we're really below that midnight open. And not only that, I always utilize the 8 p.m. opening price as well to utilize that ICT power of 3. And the only thing I was looking for in my particular trading session, which is from 8:30 to 9:30, I highly recommend you guys backtest and utilize this, because just like how ICT has his ICT silver bullet for that London close from 10 to 11, it's the same thing for the Tokyo session, because since the market opens at 8 p.m. for them, wait those first 30 minutes at that 8:30 to 9:30, and you'll see setups like this form a lot cleaner. But really focusing on this 1 minute and understanding what happened during this session. Like I said before, we're well below that midnight open, as you can see here, and we're also well below that 8 p.m. open. So really the only thing I was looking to beat was to go long. And we also had this buy side liquidity here. That was my final terminus for the day. These really clean highs, but unfortunately, as you can see, we never got to that target. And breaking it down really step by step, what we see here is price is taking liquidity on the way down in the form of manipulation legs, which is what we want to see. Either it can happen leading up to it, and then from this session, the displacements and everything else forms. But ideally, we like it when price takes liquidity during the same session, because it's showing us that smart money is willing to continue to accumulate their longs going down further and further. So we see price continues to take liquidity, and we haven't taken any buy side. So if you guys really look at it, all this price action, we haven't taken any buy side at all. All the way from up here, here, all these highs are still intact, and we haven't taken anything. So finally, price right down here, right around, it was a little late, because usually these trades happen, on that first 20 minute, right when that 8:30 session starts, it's already happening. But in this case, it happened a little bit on the later side, which is fine. As long as it's within that window that we have, that's totally fine for price. And what do we see? Price creates a breakaway gap right here. And this displacement here, think about it like a train, it's moving fast in one direction. This concept, I also give it to, there's a YouTuber called Charmaine Trades. I highly recommend you guys check him out. And he really gave me a different perspective on how you see price and how it's being utilized. And we see price displace higher, breakaway gap right here. And looking a little closer, you have an inverted fair value gap. You draw that out, and you also have a breaker. And why would this be a breaker? Because you have a low, high, lower low, and then a new high. It breaks right through it, signifying why they call it a breaker. And price trades down, and then you have this fair value gap. It's a little hard to see. I don't have it highlighted as strong. But if you draw this fair value gap in here, look at the bodies respecting that fair value gap. Absolutely perfect. So this area, all this area right here was a very high confluence zone. Just because you had a lot of things working in your favor, price taking liquidity, and then completely disrespecting these bearish PD areas. So in my model particular, I like to see liquidity first being taken in the opposite direction that I want price to move. And then I also want to see bearish PD areas get respected. For example, in this case, if we look at this fair value gap here, I'm going to mark it red. Look at how price completely disrespects that. And not only that, we also have this bearish order block down here. What does price do? Completely breaks through it. So that gives me more confirmation that I know, okay, this is that train, it's moving. Where does it want to go? It's drawing towards that buy side liquidity up here, those equal highs. And not only that, like I said before, we're below midnight open. So ideally you want to be looking for buys below that midnight open. So price trades up, it trades into it. That's your key, this high right here. And then we begin to trade higher once more, breaking above this high. This would be like a first partial. If you went long here, take your first partial there, secure some profit. We then create another breakaway gap in this price action, which is, again, that's what you want to see. You want to see, this price action is supporting us trying to trade higher. That's what you want to see. And then we create a fair value gap in here. We respect that. Look at how we respect the bodies right there. That's exactly what you want to see there. And then price trades up again higher, taking another high here for second partials. Here's your breakaway gap right there. We trade up. We have an order block in here. And then we finally start to almost reach the final terminus target that we had. So overall, it was a clean session. It wasn't the greatest in terms of, we didn't reach that final target. But if you took your first two partials, you'll be fine. And, stop thought maybe just below this low or even right around this low. So I hope you guys enjoyed this market breakdown for Japanese yen. And be sure to comment down below if you have any questions. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.